You're used to them. They bring it to you over there in Southeastern.
No, they don't. I have to fend for myself over there all the time. The only one that gets service over there is Steve Shaw. When he goes over there, they just kiss his behind.
They don't always meet in an underground fortress. Sometimes they meet in places that appear to be very ordinary to most people. But inside,
umpires are just about ready to bust up their meeting here. If you want to get into the pregame, you want to get started.
Strong or brave. Maybe they can build cities or heal people when they get hurt. But even superheroes need some help sometimes. With your support, we can change the world. Together, we are a force that can't be defeated. Support the club. Save the world. Support your local superheroes and donate now to the Boys and Girls Club of Noblesville at bgcni.org.
Okay, they're busting up the umpire meeting. Andrew's chomping at the bit to get going.
Well, Jim went to get a Pepsi.
Oh, I didn't hear him say. Otherwise, I'd have been happy to bring him one.
Well, he said he's going to cut your pay in half.
What can I say?
It's very true that it takes a village to raise a child.
A lot of difference with that.
And
I'll
when
send
it
Andrew
comes
to get him a
to
Pepsi.
my
No, he's
healthcare
down there
village
now.
at Community Health Network, it's all nestled right in my phone. Accessing healthcare is the ability to be connected with your provider and ask a question when you need it. I feel like when I'm meeting with a community nurse practitioner or doctor, they're tuned in to what is going on with me and the way that they can serve me best.
Stand by me.
Jimmy's still down there at the stand. We get Heritage Christian people here tonight.
Blades Audio Video Security is Indiana's premier K-12 audio, video, and security provider. Blades is a design-built firm that provides high-quality solutions that are designed, engineered, installed, and warranted by our team of experts. For 18 years, we've helped schools and local businesses.
Tell Andrew he needs to back off, man. It's distorted.
Whether it's your sound system, your displays, your network, or your building security. Ask how our experienced team can serve you.
Batting third, the right fielder, number 14, Corey Booker. Batting fourth, the designated player, number 17, Caitlin Burdick. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 22, Madison Burlingame. Batting sixth, the first baseman, number 19, Maya Valenta. Batting seventh, the center fielder, number 31, Haley Seitz. Batting eighth, the third baseman, number 24, McKenna Burlingame. Batting ninth, the left fielder, number 12, Chloe Smith. The first player in pitching, number 3, Grace Wodarski. The head coach of Hamilton Southeastern is Emily Boosty. And now, introducing the starting lineup for your Noblesville News. Leading off, the center fielder, number 1, Delaney Rundle. Batting second, the second baseman, number 7, Addie Emerson. Batting third, the shortstop, number 22, Brooklyn Mason. Batting fourth, the catcher, number 4, Reese Newsom. Batting fifth, the right fielder, number 17, Izzy Zapp. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 10, Haley Shackle. Batting seventh, the first baseman, number 5, Maggie Kern. Batting eighth, the designated player, number 25, Bella Batting ninth for left fielder number 2, Nevaeh Nash. Left box player and pitching number 8, Addison Retzinger. The head coach of the Millers in his 10th year is Dick Fuller. At this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
Well, welcome to Miller Park, the home of Noblesville softball. I'm Brad Silbert along with Perry Williams. And Perry, we got what promises to be probably one of the best softball games we've seen in a while. We got 2 ace pitchers and a couple of great teams going at it here today at Miller Park.
Absolutely. This ought to be a really good ball game. Beautiful weather, too.
Yeah, it's actually 71 degrees. Wind is out of the west-northwest at about 12, gusting to about 18 to 20. Humidity only 48%. I'll tell you that's amazing since we've had so much rain and stuff here recently that we've actually got a reasonable humidity here, and looks like we're going to have a beautiful night for baseball here, and we're just getting just about ready to go.
It's softball, Brad.
I'm sorry, softball. I did say baseball, didn't I? Old habits are hard to break. My apologies.
Well, when you switch as much as we do, so.
No doubt about it. Well, on the mound for the Millers is Addison Retzinger. Perry, have you got any information you give us on her?
Yeah, Addison has pitched 57 innings this season, given up 41 hits, 26 runs, struck out 85.
That is quite a record.
Leading off for Hamilton Southeastern, number 9, Addison Richmond.
Addison Richmond steps in for the Royals.
Richmond's batting .434. She got 23 hits on the season.
Takes that first pitch for a called strike 1. Royals as a team are batting .298 on the season. Miller's batting .364. There's a pop-up that's going to go down toward the concession stand. Fan tried to make a barehanded grab on it, but just a little out of their reach. 0-2 on Addison Richmond. The 0-2 has popped up. I believe that's going to go out of play also. Yep. Just behind the first base dugout. What a gorgeous afternoon today. People can sit outside this afternoon in shirt sleeves rather than having to put the winter weather gear on that we've been so accustomed to with our softball and baseball games so far this season.
Yeah, winter coat, blankets, all that stuff we've had this season.
Another 0-2 pitch. That one's fouled off on the third base side. Hot shot just outside the bag. Haley Shatko was she was playing fairly close to the bag. She might have had a chance at that had that been fair. Little conference at the mound with the infield. As Retzinger is ready to deliver another 0-2 pitch. Another foul ball goes into the screen. I guess you could call that 5 strikes in a row, Perry. But there is no such thing as an 0-5 count.
Yeah.
Once again, another 0-2 pitch. That one's popped into center field. Center fielder Delaney Rundle had to kind of hurry up a little bit to get to that, but she made the play, and she retires Addison Richmond on that fly ball.
Yeah, she had to hustle out there to get that one.
I think when she initially broke toward the ball, I don't think she thought it was going to go quite that far, but I think maybe the wind might have helped carry that a little more over to the right with that wind coming out of the northwest. Sophia Fear steps up. Ball 1 bounces in. Well, it took 6 pitches for Retzinger to retire Richmond, and they were all strikes. Swing and a miss, evens it up at 1-1. Field just in excellent condition with the sun and the wind today. Everything is nicely dried out. One's a little bit outside, makes it 2 balls and a strike. Fear comes in here batting .406. Another pop-up. That's going into foul territory, but second baseman Addie Emerson goes over and makes the play just in foul territory. 2 down here in the first. Tori Bricker steps up to the plate. Right fielder.
Southeastern, number 14, Tori Bricker.
Bricker batting .414. A lot of power at the top of this lineup. It's a little bit low for ball 1. The 1-0 from Retzinger. Swing and a miss. Evens it up at 1 apiece.
Bricker's got 12 hits on the season.
That one's a little bit low. Makes it 2-1. Two balls and a strike. There's 2 down here in the top of the first. Retzinger brings a high rising fastball in there against Bricker, and she fouls that just about straight back. Two and two now on Tori Bricker. Swing and a miss. So the Royals will go down 1-2-3 here in the top of the first. We'll be back with the bottom of the first after this.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Welcome back. Noblesville Park. Home of Noblesville softball. We're through a half an inning. Royals went down 1-2-3. It'll be the Millers' turn here. See what they can do against Grace Sodarski. Tell us a little bit about Grace there, Perry.
Yeah, Sodarski has made 13 appearances this year. She's 9-2 on the season, .72 ERA. She's pitched 68 innings, given up 25 hits, Brad, and has struck out 138 batters.
That is amazing.
In 68 innings. That is super amazing. She's faced 236 batters.
Just an amazing statistic.
Yeah.
For the Millers, they'll send Delaney Rundle, Addie Emerson, and Brooklyn Grayson up to face Grace Sudarski here in the bottom of the first.
Rundle batting .472.
First pitch from Sudarski is a little low and outside for ball one. First and third base playing very, very much in. It's, oh, they called it foul. Looked like it might have been a fair ball. It looked like it was inside the third base foul line before it got to third, but then when it did bounce after it went over third, it was definitely in foul territory. So it'll just go as a strike, evens it up at one apiece. First baseman over to make the play and cannot get there in time. Maya Valenti got in there. Sophia Fear was covering first, and Delaney Rundle beats that out for an infield hit.
Well, you can't hesitate on Rundle because he can flat out fly.
Yeah, she was very, very quick out of the batter's box there. Addie Emerson steps up, playing second base.
Addie's batting .312 on the season, 32 at bats, and 10 hits.
That one hits the outside corner for called strike one. Rundle does have 12 stolen bases, but that's irrelevant now. With Emerson putting the sacrifice down, she advances to second. First out of the bottom of the first. Brooklyn Grayson will step up to the plate.
Brooklyn Grayson.
We've got to assume with Grayson stepping into the left side there that probably not going to have Rundle attempt to steal at third, but if that base, if she was a right-handed batter, I think they'd be tempted to let Rundle try to steal. Big swing and a miss by Grayson.
Grayson's batting .467 on the season, 49 at bats, and 21 hits.
So the Millers get the first hit of the game. Rundle on second. Grayson at the plate. She's up there 0-2 now on the called strike.
Grayson's headed to Duke next year to play softball.
That one's outside. You ever been down there to Durham and seen that campus, Perry?
No, I sure hadn't.
I had the opportunity a number of years ago to spend a week or so down there in some training, and it's a beautiful campus.
I think all those ones down there on that East Coast and the ACC are beautiful.
Of course, you got three of the biggest universities in the state there within 20 miles of each other. North Carolina State, and Duke all
right
kind of within spitting distance of each other there
now,
in the research triangle.
I have been to South Carolina.
1-2 on Brooklyn Grayson. That one gets away, and on the play, Rundle is going to go to third. That's going to even the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Grayson steps back in. She's way at the top at the front of that box, the batter's box. Miller's trying to get on the board here first. That one misses, makes it a full count. Sudarski in a little bit of a jam here in the first inning. 1 down, 1 on, full count on Brooklyn Grayson. Swing and a foul straight back again into the screen. Try another 3-2 pitch here. That's a strikeout for Sodarski. That will be her first strikeout of the game. That'll be 2 down and bring up Reese Newsom.
Batting for the Millers, number 4, Reese Newsom.
Newsom batting .377. She has 20 hits on the season, 53 at bats.
That's a swing and a foul straight back. Just get a little bit under that rising fastball.
Yeah. She's got a lot of power. She's got 5 home runs on the season, 23 RBI.
Right-handed batters might not get too much of an advantage from the wind, but the left-handed batters are definitely going to get a little boost going out toward right field.
Oh, and 2.
A little bit outside, makes it 1-2. That's one of those pitches, Perry, that, yeah, it was outside, granted, but it's almost one of those that you almost have to try to foul back or something like that.
Especially with 2 strikes.
Yeah, you got to protect it. Swing and a miss.
Got it.
So Sodarski ends up getting 2 strikeouts. Millers strand 1. We'll be back with the second inning after this.
Okay, I'll tell him. He says it.
Welcome back to Miller Park, the home of Noblesville softball. As you saw in that ad that just went out, the bed race is coming up.
Yeah, that's right around the corner.
And we're going to be broadcasting that, Perry.
Yeah.
That's a neat event. I think any way you look at it, that's going to be a fun evening, whether you're watching it, whether you're participating or whatever. Sounds like a good time will be had by all that night. So in the first, the Millers left 1 stranded. Delaney Rundle led off the bottom of the first with a base hit, stole second. Eventually got to third base. She got stranded out there at third. And Grace Sodarski struck out 2 there in the bottom of the first. For the Royals, it'll be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Caitlin Broddick, Madison Burlingame, and Maya Valente.
Burdick's batting .407 with 11 hits.
Strike 1. Another swing and a miss, strike 2. That was a nice off speed there by Retzinger.
Yeah, it certainly was.
I think she was expecting another fastball and got an off speed and swung right through it. Another swing and a miss. Caitlin Burdick goes down on three pitches. 1 down here, top of the second. That'll bring Madison Burlingame, the catcher, up to the plate.
Number 22, Madison Burlingame.
We are having some difficulty with some software problems with the broadcast tonight. We apologize for that. The broadcast itself is being taped, so if you are tuning in now and want to see the entire thing, the entire game, that will be available a little bit later on demand. But we apologize for the technical difficulties we have. Our technical crew is working feverishly to try to get that fixed as we speak. One and 2, Madison Burlingame at the plate. Evens it up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch. Fouled back again. Been a lot of foul balls here so far tonight, Barry.
It certainly has been.
Burlingame steps back in. 2-2 count on her. Pitch from Retzinger. That's popped up high. That stays in the park. It did hit the net, so even if Reese Newsom had been able to play on it, it would have been a dead ball situation. So the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes as Madison Burlingame steps back in. 1 down, nobody out here in the top of the second. Another one going foul down toward the concession stand. Just so they don't hit the hot dog grill down there.
It was pretty close.
Yeah, it was. Got to be alert when you're at the old ballpark. Still 2-2. Swing and a miss, but there's going to have to be a throw down to first. The throw is in time. So Madison Burlingame strikes out swinging. That's 2 down. That's the 3rd strikeout already in this game for Addison Retzinger.
Now batting for Hamilton Southeastern, number 19, Maya Valenta.
Maya Valenta steps in. High and outside.
Valenta bats .281. 32 at bats and 9 hits.
1-0 on Valenta. That one's going to go foul right down toward the concession stand again. Over the concession, well, out in front of it.
The hot dog cooker is going to have to get hazardous duty paid.
Yeah, we better give him a helmet out there. 1-1 the count. That one's driven into left field. Oh, my. Nevaeh Nash tried to make a play on that. It hit her glove, but it was just a little bit too high. I would say that's probably going to be called a 2-base hit. So they are going to give Maya Valenta a 2-base hit. I think the judgment on that is the fact that she really didn't have it in the glove. It just went off the tip of the glove, and she tried to jump to get to it, but she just couldn't. So both teams with 1 hit now.
One thing about it, that gives Southeastern a runner at second base.
Yeah. Well, you can't fault Nevaeh Nash on that. She gave that all the effort that she could. And it really wasn't a fly ball. It was more of a line drive out there, and it just kind of grazed off the top of the web of her glove. Two down. Now there's 3 down. So Addison Retzinger strikes out the sides. We're in the middle of the second, no score. We'll be back after this.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Welcome back to Noblesville Park, the home of Miller softball. We are in the middle of the second, each team with one hit. Both teams have had runners in scoring position, but still no score here going to the bottom of the second. As the Millers will send up the 5, 6, and 7 batters here in the bottom of the second. That'll be Izzy Zapp, Haley Shatko, and Maggie Kern.
Now batting for the Millers, number 17, Izzy Zapp.
Zapp's batting .327 on the season, 49 at bats and 16 hits. She has 5 doubles, Brad.
Not going to get a double on that one. Bounced right to the first baseman, Valente. Ends up making the play unassisted. 1 pitch, 1 out. So far, 2 strikeouts in the game for Grace Fedarski. Haley Shatko at the plate.
Shatko batting .417, 48 at bats, 20 hits.
She takes the first pitch right at the knees on the outside corner for a called strike. That one's bounced to second base. Fuhr picks it up, guns it over to first, and Shatko is retired.
Brad, looking at the stats here, Noblesville's got 5 girls that have already got 20 hits on the season.
Yeah, these 2 teams, these are a couple good teams, no doubt about it.
One team, a pretty good hitting team, and the other one has very good pitching. So
yeah,
but there's very good pitching on both sides.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So Maggie Kern, the first baseman, steps up, takes the first pitch for ball 1.
She's batting .226, 31 at bats, 7 hits.
That one hits the outside corner, evens it up at 1-1.
2 outs.
The Royals are the defending Class 4A state champs. So everybody who either comes to Fishers or they come to them, everybody wants to say, we beat the state champs.
You know, Brad, the one thing about it, both these teams play very difficult schedules.
Oh, no doubt. That one hits the outside corner for called strike 3. So the Millers go 3 up, 3 down in the second. We'll be back after this. So, Perry, tell me, are you and Kathy entering the bed race, or are you just going to go as spectators? Well, I guess he doesn't want to answer that question. We'll give him a break here. We're moving into the top of the second inning. Still no score. Both teams with 1 hit in the game.
Southeastern, number 24, McKenna Burlingame.
For the Royals, it'll be McKenna Burlingame up first. So Burlingame slaps a single just past the outstretched arms of the right fielder.
Smith, the batter, she's batting .359, 39 at bats, 14 hits.
So Burlingame on first. 1-1 count on Chloe Smith. That one hits the outside corner, makes it 1-2. That one's fouled off to the left side. Still 1-2 on left fielder Chloe Smith. Number 9 batter in the Royals order.
Richmond on deck for Southeastern.
1-2. Slaps that one foul. No outs, one on. That one's going to be caught in shallow left center field by the center fielder, Delaney Rundle. Unlike that last play she made, Perry, she didn't have to run quite as far to make this one, but still another line drive out there.
The ball was kind of rising on her, so
yeah.
she had to jump a little bit for it, but it was straight to her.
So the Royals now with 2 hits, with Burlingame on first. And Addison Richmond flew out to center field her first time up. You know, for a right-handed batter, they're giving her a lot of room in left center field. That one's high and out of play. Off to the right. 0-2 the count on Addison Richmond. That one's high, makes it 1-2. We're in the top of the third. Still no score between these two HCC rivals. That one hits the inside corner, and Richmond stands there and looks and takes strike 3. Couple Fear steps up to the plate.
Brad, the one thing about it is here, we're talking about the couple of the top teams in the state.
No doubt.
And Zionsville is leading the Hoosier Crossroads Conference. Nice catch there by Grayson.
Yeah, Brooklyn Grayson retires the side for the third out. So no score yet. We're in the middle of the third. We'll be right back.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Welcome back. Hamilton County Television Sports brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners in Noblesville. You know, in the conference here, of course, teams do a lot of playing of each other in their week, and this is the week that it's the Millers and the Royals playing most of the spring sports. Later this week, we'll be back, I believe it's Friday night, if I'm not mistaken, Perry, when the Hamilton Southeastern baseball team will come to town here in Noblesville, and we'll have a baseball game Friday night. We're in the bottom of the third, still no score. Big swing and a miss by Bella Hughes for strike 1. Hughes, the number 8 batter, the designated player. Hits the corner. The 0-2, swing and a miss. Fourth strikeout of the game for Grace Swidarski.
Brad, this is quite a battle. Swidarski's got 4 strikeouts, and Redsinger has 5. So.
Yeah. 9 strikeouts through a little over 2.5 innings. Grounder to short, scooped up by shortstop. Addison Richmond gets it over to Maya Valente for out number 2.
Now batting for the Millers, number 1.
She's thrown a total of 4 pitches already. I should say only 4 pitches in this inning.
Yeah.
Rundle, who had a base hit to lead off the game for the Millers.
She's the center fielder.
Yep. Stole second. Over to third. She's going to beat that out too.
Oh, man.
That's the second time Delaney Rundle has beat out an infield hit.
She's got some wheels now.
Yeah, she does.
Now batting for the Millers,
So
number
she's
7,
at first base.
Addie Emerson.
Addie Emerson sacrificed her to second, or rather to third her last time up. She stole second.
Be interesting to see what happens here.
Yeah.
Of course, there's 2 outs, so.
There she goes. That one bounces in, gets beyond Madison Burlingame. And you credit Delaney Rundle with a stolen base on that since she took off with the pitch. She was going one way or the other on that one, Perry.
Yeah, she was.
She took off like a rocket off that base. So it's 1-0 on Addie Emerson. That's a strike. Evens it up at 1 apiece.
That's Rundle's 13th stolen base in the season.
Sudarski getting ready for the 1-1 pitch. Here it comes. That's fouled back, makes it 1-2.
These hitters are battling to plate, though. Been a lot of foul balls.
Yeah, so far Sudarski's only had one batter that's gone to a 3-ball count. So we are seeing a good pitching exhibition today. A little bit outside. That'll make it 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on second. Miller's trying to take the lead here. If Emerson can get a hit. That one's fouled back.
Emerson hanging in there.
Yeah. As fast as Rundle is, I've got to believe that a base hit to deep in the outfield probably scores her from second, especially with 2 outs, because she'll be taken off with the pitch. Swing and a miss.
But we didn't have to worry about that.
Yep, Addie Emerson goes down. So do the Millers in the third. At the end of 3, still no score. We'll be right back.
Well, we're back here at Miller Field, softball action. Score still 0-0. I want to remind everybody we got movies in the park here coming up at Forest Park at Shelter 1. First one starts June the 6th, June the 6th, June the 13th, June the 20th, and June the 27th. That's outdoor movies at Shelter 1 at Forest Park in Noblesville.
I think we could call those the road shows, right, Perry?
You certainly can.
The road to everywhere is coming up. Coming to Forest Park near you. We're moving into the top of the 4th. The Royals will send up Tori Bricker, Caitlin Burdick, and Madison Burlingame to face Addison Retzinger. Both pitchers with 5 strikeouts now. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
Bricker struck out the first time up.
That one's popped up, going to be out of play on the right, just behind the dugout, between the dugout and the grandstands. Beautiful afternoon here in Noblesville for softball. Just a little over 70 degrees. That one's popped up. That's going to go out of play. Fan tried to make a stab at that, but I don't know if he couldn't get it lined up or thought better of trying to catch that barehanded, but the 0-2 pitch, a little bit high, makes it 1-2. Speaking of the Royals and the Millers, we'll be at Dunker Field Friday night for baseball here on Hamilton County Television.
That's a 6:30 start, Brad.
Yep. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 6 for Addison Retzinger.
Now batting for Hamilton Southeastern.
Caitlin Burdick steps up. She's the designated player. She struck out swinging in the second to lead off the second. No score here. We're in the top of the fourth. Both teams have had runners in scoring position. Burdick fouls that one off just to the left side of third base.
Brad, the one thing good for both teams next year, both these pitchers are back.
Yeah.
Retzinger's only a sophomore.
0-1 on Burdick. Takes that one for strike 2. It's always a good sign for the pitchers when they can get out of in front of the batter. That one's popped up to the left side, out of play, out of the stadium.
Brad, we're moving right along here. We're in the top of the fourth inning.
Yeah, we've only been playing about 40 minutes. Well, when you got a couple good pitchers like we're seeing tonight,
yeah,
that's the way it goes. Another foul ball. That one's going to go out of play. Sun is going to start to wreak a little havoc here on the players on the right side of the field. It's just beautifully bright out here. And
you know, Brad, the one thing about it on the sidelines in softball is much different than baseball because, you know, there's not as much room in the foul territory.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, 2 pitch on the way. That one gets away, bounces in. Makes it a ball and 2 strikes. Caitlin Burdick at the plate.
Noblesville's got some big plans and some remodeling that's going to start taking place in June here on dressing rooms and everything out here.
That'll be a nice addition. Bouncer to third, scooped up by Shatko over to first. That's the second out of the inning.
That's a good play by Shatko. That was
That was a hot shot down there.
Yeah,
She got down there and did a good job of getting in front of it. And if she had not been able to field it, she probably at least would have been able to block it.
Yeah. You know, that's the one thing about, you know, third base people play really tight in softball.
Yeah, they do. There's a pop-up. Center fielder Delaney Rundle is there. And we're through 3.5. Still no score. We'll be back.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Welcome back. Hamilton County Television Sports brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners in Noblesville. Nice to have you join us this afternoon. We're through 3.5 innings. Still no score. Had 11 strikeouts so far between the two teams in this game. Millers with their 3, 4, and 5 batters coming up in Deke Bullard's order. It'll be Brooklyn Grayson, Reese Newsom, and Izzy Zapp.
One thing about it is, Brad, Swarovski's only thrown 27 pitches.
Yeah, she's had
35 pitches, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
27 for strikes.
Isn't that an amazing strike-to-ball ratio?
Yeah.
Wow.
Now batting for the Millers,
We are seeing some great
22,
pitching
Brooklyn
from both of these
Grayson.
teams today.
Yeah, this is state championship type game here.
No doubt about it. Bouncer just beyond the pitcher, quickly over to first. Sarah Fear got the glove down in time, get it over to Maya Valenta to retire Brooklyn Grayson on one pitch. One down, that'll bring up Reese
Now batting for
Newsom.
the Millers, number 4, Reese Newsom.
Newsom ended the first inning on a strikeout. There's a hit into center field.
That's a pretty good shot right there.
Yeah, Haley Seitz picks that up. And the Millers have got a runner on first.
You could tell that ball coming off the bat, the sound of it, you knew it was solid.
No doubt about it.
Now batting for the Millers, number 17, Izzy Zapp.
Second hit of the game for the Millers. Stolen attempt on the way. That bounces in to the shortstop Richmond, and she's unable to make the play. Newsom had a nice jump on that ball.
Yeah, she certainly did.
For Newsom, that's her 12th stolen base of the season. So the Millers have a runner in scoring position with one out. That'll make it 2-0. Sodarski's only gone to 3 balls on 1 hitter so far tonight. The 2-0. Swing and a miss. Once again, Newsom getting a nice lead off of second base there. 2 balls and a strike. Izzy Zepp steps back in. Tries the, I don't know if we call that a slap or a bunt, Perry. Which was it, do you think? Our ace expert, Steve Shaw, says he calls that a slap bunt. So that evens the count up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's a grounder to third, over to first, and on the play, Newsom advances to third. Good base running there.
Yeah, especially with these short fielded, the short bases and everything, you have to be real careful and not leaving too quick over there until she throws the ball to first. So
Haley Shatko steps in. She grounded to second her first time up. Takes that one low. Ball 1 on third baseman Shatko. The 1-0. She's not going to be able to make the recovery. And the Millers have drawn first blood in this game. That'll be a wild pitch. And the Millers put a run on the board. First run of the game.
One thing about it, Brad, probably there's not going to be a whole lot of runs scored in this ball game. So every one of these runs are very, very important.
Yep.
I'm not saying it's going to be 1-0, but you're not going to see a lot of runs scored in this ball game.
I totally agree with you. That one's high into left field, or right field. Tori Bricker goes all the way to the fence. And Haley Shatko has got a two-base hit. So, irregardless of the fact that Newsom scored on the wild pitch, she would have scored anyways on that play. Second hit of the inning for the Millers. Fourth hit overall. 1 run, 4 hits for the Millers now. 2 down, runner on second. Maggie Kern steps in. That one gets away all the way over to the Miller dugout. And Madison Burlingame has to chase that down right in front of the Miller dugout. And I thought that Shatko took a halfway decent turn around third base there, and it looked like Burlingame was just a little bit slow getting over there. And I think she might have been thinking, can I make it home? And she held up, probably a wise move on her part. Good base running. Another wild pitch. That one she checked her swing in time, so that's ball 2.
2-0 here.
Millers with 1 run in, another one sitting out there on third. 2 down, 2-0 on Haley Shatko. Rather on Maggie Kern, I'm sorry. Shatko's on third.
Time call.
Here's the 2-0. That's a little inside. 3-0 on Maggie Kern. Millers would like nothing better here than put another run or two across in this inning, get at least a 2-run lead going into the 5th. That's a strike. 3-1.
Brad, in the bottom of the 3rd in softball, Zionsville leads Westfield 2-0. Another important HCC game.
3-1. That one's fouled. 3-2. Down the right field line toward the Royals bullpen. Pitcher is in total sunlight. The batter is in the shadows. Almost gives the pitcher a little bit of advantage there. Strike 3. So Maggie Kern goes down swinging for the 3rd out. But in the inning, Millers get 1. 1-0. We'll be back for inning number 5 after this.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Welcome back to Miller Park. The Millers have taken a 1-run lead in the bottom of the 4th against the Hamilton Southeastern Royals. And what, Perry, you and I we've been talking about this game for a little while, just how exciting we thought this game was going to be, and it's lived up to everything that we thought so far.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The list of the movies is back on the screen there. Of course, you can read it. But it's in Forest Park, and it starts in June.
What a great way to spend a nice Friday evening.
Yeah, because Forest Park's a beautiful park.
Oh, it is.
Close to downtown, so if you want to, in Noblesville.
Maya Valenta steps in for her second at bat. She had a hit in the 2nd. Got all the way around to third, but did not score. That one's inside, evens it up at 1-1. Correction, 0-2, my error. Yeah, that foul ball does count as a strike, doesn't it? Another foul ball going back over toward the JV field.
We're on pace to set a record for foul balls.
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking. I have no idea.
That may be true. There's been a lot of them so far.
But the way these coaches
another foul ball.
Way these coaches track data, they probably have that information.
Oh,
at their
no doubt.
fingertips.
No doubt. Valenta with one of the 2 Royals hits so far in this game. Another foul ball going down toward the concession stand. There was a gentleman walking right in front of the concession stand, and I don't think that thing landed more than 5 feet away from him. He was not paying attention, but who would be over there usually? Still 0-2. Is that going to be fair or foul? That's another foul ball. It's what, about 4 or 5 foul balls already in this at-bat.
Sure has
for
been.
Valenta.
You know, the one thing about it, Brad, back when I was a kid in younger days, if you got a foul ball that was out of play and brought it to concession stand, you get something free.
Yeah.
There'd be some rich kids here. They'd be
well,
full.
we can ask Andrew about that, see if they're doing that here this week.
No.
That's going to go foul, but will they get there? No play. Izzy Zapp.
She's a good hustle out there.
Yeah, she was on the dead run, running right toward the Royals bullpen. Just came up a little bit short.
Bad part about it wasn't very high.
No, that's exactly what I was going to say. If that had been higher, she might have had a play on that. Still 0-2 after about a half a dozen foul balls. Outfielders giving Valenta plenty of space in left center field. The center fielder is playing more in right center, not at all straight away. 1-2 now. There's a hit. So Valenta's patience pays off, and she's on first with a single.
That's her second hit, right?
Yes. Yes, it is. She had one in the second inning. That'll bring up Haley Seitz. She struck out swinging in the second to end the second inning. Six strikeouts so far for Retzinger. That one's way outside.
No outs here.
Went from outside to inside. Two balls, no strikes.
Runner on first.
Valenta does not have any stolen bases so far this season. It doesn't look like she's not getting a bad lead, but 2 balls and a strike. Haley Seitz at the plate. Swing and a miss, evens it up at 2-2. Haley is the daughter of Hamilton Southeastern baseball coach Corey Seitz. Granddaughter of former HSE coach Ken Seitz. Here's another one fouled off the screen. Count remains 2-2. One on, no outs, 2-2 on Haley Seitz. She's just a sophomore. She's got a couple more years of eligibility left. Swing and a miss. And a high outside ball. Haley goes down swinging for the second time today. out number 1. That'll bring up the third baseman, McKenna Burlingame. She is struck out swinging twice. Takes a swing there. Strikeout number 7 already for Addison Retzinger. The 0-1 just misses a little low and outside.
A little outside.
Yeah. Not Bob Euchre outside, though.
No.
1-1. That one's
oh, wow.
going to get the force at
there.
second. Retzinger tried to get down and stop that ball, but she couldn't. But
she looked like she looked at her glove like it went through it.
And Brooklyn Grace, unfortunately, was playing close to second base.
Yeah.
So she gets the out, 6 unassisted. In Burlingame will reach on the fielder's choice.
Now we got 2 outs.
And we got 2 down. And that'll bring up Chloe Smith. That one goes over the head of Nevaeh Nash. Will there be a play at the plate? They got her.
Oh, wow. What a play.
That was close.
That was a play.
But a great throw by Nevaeh Nash. And she mows down McKenna Burlingame for the 3rd out. So at the end, or rather in the middle of the 5th, still 1-0 Millers. We'll be back.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
What a play at the plate to end the top of the 5th for the Millers as the Royals tried to score on that play as McKenna Burlingame got caught at the plate. That ball was initially hit over the head of Nevaeh Nash, and she had to go back just a little bit to get it, but boy, she put a bullet right to home plate and managed to get McKenna Burlingame at the plate. So the Millers retain their 1-0 lead going into the bottom of the 5th. What a play, Perry.
Absolutely.
Wow.
That may become one of the biggest plays in the game.
Yeah, no doubt.
It is. It certainly is so far. But we still got some innings to play.
Yes, we do.
And anything can happen.
I stand corrected that Brooklyn Grayson got the cutoff on that from Nash and gunned that ball into home plate. So it's actually a 7-5 2-out. But either way, it was a great play.
Maybe that's why Grayson's got an offer to go to Duke University.
Could be. Could very well be.
She plays a fine shortstop.
Millers with their 8, 9, and 1 batters coming up here in the bottom of the 5th. Bella Hughes takes the first pitch for strike 1. Royals took a chance on trying to get that game tied up. Millers made a great play to keep it a 1-0 game here.
Well, it's a game of chances, Brad.
Yes, it is.
You can't score if you don't run.
1 ball, 1 strike on Bella Hughes. The 1-1 from Swidarski. That hits the outside corner of the plate, makes it 1-2.
That was a good pitch.
Yep, Nevaeh Nash is on deck. Hughes struck out swinging in the 3rd. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Bella Hughes at the plate. Nevaeh Nash in the on-deck circle. That one's high, goes over the head of Madison Burlingame. Evens the count up at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Miller's with a slim 1-0 lead, but in a game like this, Perry, 1-0 is a big lead.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss. Hughes goes down swinging.
Swiderski's 8th
Now batting for the
strikeout.
Millers, number 2, Nevaeh Nash.
Nevaeh Nash steps up to the plate. He grounded to short in the 3rd. Squares to slap bunt it. Got the bat back in time for ball 1. One 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Top of the order coming back up here next with Delaney Rundle.
You know, Brad, one of the good things about it, Nevaeh Nash is batting .392. That's not bad to have your 9th batter batting .392.
No doubt. No doubt at all. You don't see that very often.
No. And she's been to plate 53 times, so.
Grounder to second. Over to first from Fear to Valenta. And Nash is out 4-3.
Well, let's see if Delaney Rundle can get her 3rd infield hit.
Yeah, she's 2 for 2 so far.
Yeah.
And as you said, both of those on infield hits.
And nothing but speed.
Oh, yeah. She is so fast out of that batter's box. 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th. That one's a little bit low. 1-0 on Delaney Rundle. Addie Emerson on deck if she reaches. That one evens it up at 1-1. One and 1 the count. Nobody on, 2 down. That one's high and outside, makes it 2-1. I imagine Swiderski is probably going to try to pitch her very carefully and try to not give her anything to hit there. Try to stay on the outside of the zone and see if she'll nibble at one of those higher outside pitches. That one's hot shot down the 3rd base line. Right in front of the 3rd base coaches.
You know, she really controls the bat very, very well out there on that slap hitting, because we've talked about this before, but that's an art, man. That is not easy.
Definitely,
to do.
most definitely. That one's high, makes it a full count.
Brad, is this the first time that Swiderski's had 3 balls on a batter?
3rd time.
3rd time.
She had 1 in the 1st, and then she had 1 in the 4th. Beck, she had a full count on Kern before she struck her out. Back to first. Swiderski picks it up. Over to first. And the Millers go in order 1, 2, 3 in the 5th. They're ahead 1-0. We'll be back with the 6th after this. Welcome back to Noblesville Park, the home of Noblesville softball here on Hamilton County Television Sports. Brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners in Noblesville. I'm Brad Silbert along with Perry Williams. I'd like to give a shout out to our technical crew today. We got Wofford father and son down there in the truck today. Jim Wofford, our executive producer director, Will Wofford running the cameras. Thanks to those guys for their usual excellent job that they do and make this all possible. Makes our job a little bit easier and obviously makes the broadcast much more enjoyable for those of you watching out there. Royals have got the 6, 7, and 8 batters coming up here in the top of the 6th. They're down by 1.
Brad, Zionsville's up 4-0 over Westfield in the top of the 5th.
I stand corrected. It's a 1, 2, 3 batters coming up for the Royals. My mistake. There's a high fly ball. Left fielder Zapp is there. She's got it.
She put the zap on it.
She just zapped that ball right out of the air. 1 down. Sarah Fear steps in. She's popped up twice, once to second, once to short. One strike on Fear. Wertzinger now with 7 strikeouts.
Both pitchers got 7 strikeouts.
Yep. That one's a little bit high, makes it 1 ball, 1 strike. Shadow's starting to creep in a little bit more on the infield. There's a foul ball, another foul, 1 and 2. We're in the top of the 6th. Miller's up by 1. That evens up the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes on Sarah Fear. Make that Sophia Fear, excuse me. The 2-2 hits the line drive.
Nice catch by the Emerson
yeah.
there.
Yeah, Eddie Emerson made a nice play. She had to move just a little bit to her left, and she got it.
2 outs.
Now batting for Hamilton Southeastern, number 6, Lily Palmer.
Lily Palmer is the pinch hitter for the Royals. Batting for Tori Bricker. She's in the hole at 1 and 2. The 1-2 to Palmer. She strikes out. And the top of the 6th is over. A quick top of the 6th for the Royals. They're down by 1. We'll be back in just a minute.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street Signs and Banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street Signs and Banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street Signs and Banners, conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Welcome back to Miller Park. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Miller's with a 1-run lead. And Perry, boy, at the point of this game, at the point we're at in this game with the way the pitching has been, that 1-run lead is big.
Brad, we couldn't ask for any better ball game than this. All the hype on this Noblesville Southeastern game is, even if the score changes, the job that they've done this.
Oh, it's been a great game.
6 innings is unbelievable.
No doubt, great game. So Lily Palmer will stay in the game playing right field for the Royals. Addie Emerson swings away at the first pitch for strike one. She's got a sacrifice and a strikeout so far in this game. Millers with 1 run on 4 hits. Neither team has made an error today. That one goes right down the heart of the plate. She's in the hole at 0-2. Nice fastball there.
Definitely.
That was straight as an arrow, Perry. That wasn't a riser or anything, man. That was just heat coming across the plate. They ring her up. Said she went.
Man, she had some heat on all 3 of those pitches.
Yeah, you look at this going into the 6th inning, and Sodarski doesn't seem to have lost any velocity on that ball at all.
But Sodarski knows it's crunch time.
Oh, yeah. Brooklyn Grayson steps up to the plate. She's struck out and bounced to second. Grayson takes the first pitch for ball 1. Millers would like to get a couple more runs here. Royals want to shut them down and have a chance to tie or go ahead in the top of the 7th. 1-0 right now in favor of the Millers. That one bounces in. 2-0. Nice sized crowd here tonight. Boy, they've been treated to one whale of a ball game here.
They certainly have.
There's a hot shot right between second and short. And Brooklyn Grayson has got her first base hit of the game. Hit number 5 for the Millers. So with 1 down, the Millers have got a runner at first.
Zionsville leading the conference at 3-0. The Millers are 3-1, and the Westfield Shamrocks are 3-1, and Southeastern's 2-1. So it's still pretty tight.
Mm-hmm. Grayson has 11 stolen bases so far today, or this season. An insurance run here for the Millers would be nice for them. 0-1 on the batter, Reese Newsom. She's going. That one's hit pop up. Shortstop has got it. And boy, Brooklyn Grayson was about 10 feet away from second base, which he had to turn around and get back. But Newsom flies out to the shortstop for the second out. Izzy Zapp steps up to the plate. She's bounced out to third, popped up to second base. 2 down, 1 on. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Right to the shortstop, wow. Addison Richmond, and the Millers are retired in the 6th. Millers still up by 1. We'll be back with the top of the 7th after this. You know, Perry, I think I'm going to go to that bed race and find that family there that had those big boxes of donuts.
That's a contest, man.
Didn't they look good?
Yeah, you could enter that. Buddy.
Well, I don't think I'll enter it, but I wouldn't mind having 1 or 2. We're moving to the top of the 7th. Millers with a slim 1-run lead For the Royals, they're going to send up Caitlin Burdick, Madison Burlingame, and Maya Valenta, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters.
And Valenta's got 2 hits so far in the game.
Now batting for Hamilton Southeastern, number 13, Natalia Wright.
So we're going to have a pinch hitter for Caitlin Burdick. Strike 1. Natavia Wright at the plate.
Of course, she's only had 7 at bats, but she has 4 hits. She's hitting 571. So,
well, any way you look at it, the Royals need some base runners, and Millers would just like to get some outs. 1 and 2. Madison Burlingame, the catcher, is the next scheduled hitter. That one's high. Evens the count up at 2 and 2. It looks like we're going to have Kinsey Lee coming up next as a pinch hitter. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Wright goes down swinging. And this will be number 39.
Now batting for Hamilton,
Kinsey Lee.
Number 39, Kinsey Lee.
she's batting .357 on the season. She's been up 28 times and has 10 hits.
Royals down to their last 2 outs here. Trying to get something going. You get this at least tied up. Another foul ball going off to the right. Oh and 1 on Kinsey Lee. Now 0-2. Both of these pitchers today, Perry, have done an excellent job. Retzinger right now in the driver's seat with the 1-0 lead and 1 down here in the top of the 7th.
And 9 strikeouts.
Yeah. Another foul ball back into the screen. Maya Valenta, who's 2 for 2, is up next. That one comes straight back. You know, if that one hadn't been, we didn't have the screen there on that one, and Steve had the window open, he'd have had a catch.
Either way, Steve would have been in trouble.
The 0-2. Strike three is called. How many strikeouts is that for her now?
10.
10. Wow.
Now batting for Hamilton Southeast.
Maya Valenta, the last chance for the Royals.
And she has 2 base hits, though.
Yep.
Rutzinger, not bad for a sophomore coming in this.
No,
big
she's
game.
done a great job today. She's just in the groove right now.
Yeah.
She's feeling it.
Well, they're sort of like thoroughbred racehorses, man. That when they see that finish line, both pitchers are like that. Strike 2.
Down to their last strike. Oh and 2 on Maya Valenta. Last chance for the Royals. That one's fouled off to the right, just beyond the bleachers toward the concession stand. Still 0 and 2. 1 run the difference. Miller's got that in the bottom of the 4th. That's a little bit low, makes it 1 and 2. That one's popped up back into the screen. Play of the day has got to go to Nevaeh Nash, Brooklyn Grayson, and Reese Newsom for cutting down a run at the plate back in the 5th. Keep that 1-0 lead. Swing and a miss. That's it. So the Millers dominate in this game. They win the ball game 1-0. Perry, your thoughts on the game?
Well, it was an outstanding job done by the sophomore Addison Raysinger. So, and 2 hits by Rundle. So that's about all I got. Don't forget, we'll be broadcasting baseball Friday night, 6:30.
From the Dunk, we'll have another Miller and Royals matchup. On behalf of Perry Williams, I'm Brad Silbert. Good night from Noblesville.